at harryrobinson.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
PRX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. From farms to land, livestock, equipment, and more, Farm Credit finances it all. Learn more at myaglender.com.
I felt like if there is a coach out there who was built to get the most out of Mika Marinin, it's unquestionably John Calipari.
This is an extremely unpopular idea. The NCAA knew it for years, and it did it anyway.
A lot of blue over there. Yeah, no. Don't get too excited.
But I'm telling you, the folks at Kentucky still think they can get it. Now, that might be delusional, but, Ryan, that's what they think.
No, I don't think it's necessarily retirement. That feels like a weird word to say when you're 30 years old. I don't know. I think I have so many amazing parts of my life other than gymnastics, but I love the sport. I'm obviously going to remain highly involved in whatever way, Chris wants me to be involved, and I'm going to be the biggest Razorback fan that ever existed in Budwalt Arena for those gymnastics meets.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, produced by Colton Little.
With Ty Richardson, this is The Morning Rush.
Our favorite day of the week, What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. We've got a lot to get to this morning, but we want your beefs. You can send them in on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. That's 877-377-6963. I've got 5 or 6. Colton, you got a bunch lined up this morning?
I got 1 or 2, not as much as you do.
Well, some are good, some are bad. You have some lackluster ones, and then you have some ones that hopefully the audience can get in line with. Tell you what you can get in line with. Maybe you're in charge of graduation for your son, daughter, grandkid, granddaughter, niece, nephew. Maybe it's just a family friend. Doesn't matter. And you want to make sure it's a night or a day that they remember for the rest of your life. Well, they don't want food poisoning. They want some good food. And that's what you're going to get at Richard's Country Meat Market. When you stop in, you're going to get the upper choice prime beef, burgers, steaks, fish, kebabs, and everything you need to grill up and feed a crowd. Plus, they have those incredible sides, garlic scalloped potatoes, mac and cheese, house-made dips, and even dessert like apple pie. Stop on in and see Richard, Chris, and Audrey, and make sure that your house is a happy house this graduation season. 479-443-0000, or go to richardscountrymeatmarket.com and stop by and see him. Just east of College on Rolling Hills in Fayetteville. That is Richard's Country Meat Market. They bring you What's Your Beef Wednesday every single week. So I think the one that's front and center for me is the NCAA tournament expansion from 68 to 76 teams. Television, you get 8 new at-large bids. We don't need this. And Matt Norlander summed it up great.
Again, is it ruining the tournament? It's not ruining the tournament. It's just needlessly deteriorating the fabric of what makes college basketball in the tournament and just a great American tradition and institution so good. Because why? Because we got to get just a little more money because we got to appease this tiny group of people. Few things ever, I don't know if there are 5. If there are, I'd love to hear them, have been done so flagrantly in the face and against the will of the American sports public. This is an extremely unpopular idea. The NCAA knew it for years, and it did it anyway.
Have you met a single person, Colton, that wants them to expand?
No, I've never met a single person. And in the discourse when talking about this, it's always the same thing. It's why would they even want to do this? What's the reason? And it's very obvious. Like Norlander said, it's just for the money. And I understand that you have to you have to hit the bottom line. You have to make sure that all your I's are dotted and your T's are crossed. And there's probably advertisers just breaking down the building over there trying to get into the stadium, to get into March Madness. But you're adding games that aren't even going to be good quality basketball games. You're adding teams to the tournament that have no business being in there, that have not done enough throughout the regular season to warrant being in the NCAA tournament. You want to do the first 4, that's fine. Get some extra games in, get some for teams that are on the bubble. That's okay. I can understand that. But now you're adding, 8 more teams, so that's 4 more games? It's just ridiculous.
Wow, D in Fort Smith, you're the first person that is fine with the expansion of the NCAA tournament. D, I'm not going to lie, I haven't heard that response from anyone. Josh in Compton, 1 national championship, 7 D1 participation trophies. We're a big fan of participation trophies.
Yeah, those
in
are
today's.
great.
We had that one. I forget the one caller one time that called in was talking about let the guys have fun. We can just have fun watching the game. It's like, no, you want your team to win. Like that's that idea. Oh man. But listen, that's what's happening. Sounds like it's going to be ratified and going through in May. Hopefully the NCAA tournament eligibility. I say NCAA tournament. NCAA eligibility limit of 5 years, either starting after your high school graduation or whenever you turn 19, whichever does first, also passes and goes through, which it sounds like that's making some headway and going to happen. But this is not a popular decision, whether it's college basketball writers and spokesmen like Norlander at CBS Sports, myself and Colton, or anyone else, or just common fan like you. Again, D, you're the first person that I have heard on this. Scott and Tortilla, I'm guessing this is sarcasm that he wants it to expand to 128 teams.
Do you remember seeing that clip that's always out there, like the NCAA tournament now expanded to 4,000 teams, and it's got like this is Arkansas Tech versus the Virginia School of Magnets and Science and something like that, and they have all that stuff. That's what it's coming to, because I mean, there's not going to be any shortage of people that want to sign up to have their name and their sponsorship on March Madness, and that's great. It's a good thing, and Norlander's probably right. It's not really going to affect the level of basketball all the way down in the Sweet 16 in those games with names, but there's just teams that are playing that have no business being in there. There's other basketball tournaments, and what the NCAA should have always done was figured out ways to continue to keep those tournaments alive and surviving. They had the college basketball crown or the invitational and the NIT still. You have to make those worthwhile for schools. Otherwise, yes, everyone's going to be clamoring to get into the tournament, but not everyone deserves to be in it. It's just like Norlander said, everybody that I've talked to outside of, Dean Fort Smith, I guess, or whoever it was that sent that text in this morning.
Scott says that's not sarcasm, by the way. He actually wants 128 teams.
Well, that's too much. I mean, we'll be playing basketball in the tournament until what, May, halfway through May? And I guess that's fine if you're really into college basketball. You want that season to continue on, but they do have to uphold some level of tradition here. They can't just start saying, heck, here's 128 teams or here's 256 teams or however the math lines up to keep expanding. Play-in games are fine, but when you have too many, I mean, none of those schools are ever going to make it. Like, there's how many have there been first four to Final Four? Probably 1, 2, 3. I could think of UCLA,
one,
maybe
VCU, and then I UCLA might. I can't remember because that team under Cronin I know was an 11 seed, I believe.
It's a
so
rarity.
1 or 2.
It's a rarity. You have to play that extra game, and so for me personally, like Norlander said, it's just. I mean, the NCAA, they knew that the majority of people, the consensus was against this, and they did it anyway because they got to make that money, baby. You got to make that paper, boo-boo.
We'll come back to this. I know there's still some text we need to get to on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Fielding your beefs all morning at 877-377-6963 here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Other news, baseball game gets banged last night. We talked about that. Tate McGuire still getting the start today. And Richard Davenport's going to join us at 10 o'clock this morning. Tyron Stokes chooses the Kansas Jayhawks over the Kentucky Wildcats, which makes my heart. Again, every time Kentucky flounders or fails, an angel gets its wings. So what a great day here on Arkansas Sports Talk Radio anytime Kentucky fails. We do have something to tell you about coming up in just a bit with the Mercy's Golf Classic. I'm excited to talk about that. Before we do, also another exciting event. Got this yesterday from Tommy. You know the Clydesdales are here in town, Fort Smith?
I got that email too. That looks so cool.
They've been with Anheuser-Busch since 1933, and they're celebrating the 80th anniversary of Bell Point Beverages. So the Gentle Giants are coming to town tomorrow at Choctaw Casino, Friday at Cherokee Casino. It's awesome. And then on Saturday, they'll be at Chaffee Crossing Historic and Entertainment District from 1 to 3.
And this is the horses and the big wagon, too. This is the whole kit and caboodle. That is so cool.
They're at Choctaw from 4 to 6 tomorrow, Cherokee from 4 to 6 on Friday, Chaffee Crossing Historic and Entertainment District Saturday from 1 to 3. And again, this is awesome. So if you've been thinking about going to see the Clydesdales, you've watched the commercial for a number of years around Christmas time or Super Bowl or whatever, then this is the time to come see the Clydesdale. I have not.
They're massive.
They're
they're
huge.
So much bigger than you think. You ever rode a horse?
I have once. Our friends had a farm, and
How did that
so I
go?
have that. was fine.
Yeah.
I'm a natural.
Took it for a leash.
Like I am with most things. Just a natural.
That's right.
All right. Let's discuss another event that's coming to town here in Fort Smith in a few weeks.
It's time for the opening drive.
Tiger's got 152 yards. Should be just a nice, comfortable 9-iron for him. They're going to go nuts when he hits this thing.
Let's tee up for a great cause. Join us for Mercy's Golf Classic on Monday, May 11th at Hardscrabble Country Club. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting the expansion of our Mercy Cancer Center. Morning and afternoon tee times are still available. Register your team or become a sponsor by calling 479-314-1133 or visiting mercyhealthfoundation.net/FTSM Golf.
In your life, have you seen anything like that?
All right. We welcome in Jenny Hassan, who is in his studio with us this morning. And Jenny, excited to have you. See, you're a senior annual giving officer with Mercy. That's what you titled yourself this morning.
Good morning.
Happy to have you in. All right, so tell us about it. We got a couple Mondays, not next Monday, but the following Monday at Hardscrabble Country Club. I know it's a little different than Mercy's Birdies for Babies. It's changed up a little because we got another thing we're supporting with Mercy.
Absolutely. We love our babies. We love the NICU. We have such a huge focus right now on our cancer center expansion. We thought, what a great time to kind of play up on that for the golf tournament this year. We're in the middle of that expansion. We just completed our first phase of fundraising, and we're just going to keep on that bandwagon of raising those funds. So we're super excited. It is Monday, May the 11th at Hardscrabble Country Club again. So beautiful course. We're already praying for some great weather. And we've got both morning and tee times, afternoon tee times available.
I didn't realize until you gave us this stat sheet. I've unfortunately, as so many have had family members affected by cancer, but in the River Valley alone, more than 5,000 people have been impacted by that. I didn't realize it was that high.
Yeah, we have, on average about 5,000 residents a year. And a lot of that is due to some new early detection that's out there, which is great. But it does put a burden on our healthcare system.
So this expansion, what does it look like for everyone listening?
Yeah, so if you're familiar with our footprint there at the hospital, over by our labor and delivery wing, we do have our current oncology clinic. So we're going to be expanding out there as well from the current clinic space, as well as doing some renovations within our infusion center, just to make it flow a little bit better because it wasn't designed to be infusion. So there's going to be, it's really just a 50,000 square foot consolidation, renovation, and expansion to just kind of double our ability for capacity and just provide a great space for those patients, because most of those services were really spread out amongst the hospital. And so we really want to bring all this together. These are some of our most vulnerable patients and really make it easier for them.
I know we were talking before you came on. This has been a really, really popular event for a number of years. And I know we're getting low on teams. What, we got 4 or 5 left?
Yeah, I think we have about 4 teams left, a couple in the morning and a couple in the afternoon. So if you guys are interested, definitely snag those spots up. We've got some great prizes. It's going to be a really fun day. We always have breakfast. We've got a great lunch planned, lots of activities on the course. We're going to have hole-in-one sponsor with Harry Robinson, as well as Sissy's Log Cabin is going to help us out with a beautiful watch that we're going to have an opportunity to win, and somebody will win that watch. So it's going to be a great day.
That's awesome. All right, so there's 2 flights. You've got one at 8:30 and 8 and 1:30.
Correct.
Are the 2 different shotgun starts.
Yeah, so we, like I said, we've still got some teams available, but they are filling up. We have been so blessed with having this be a sold-out tournament each year, so we encourage you to get those sign-ups done. So
479-314-1133. That's 314-1133, and then go to mercyhealthfoundation.net/FTSM Golf.
Yeah, and don't forget too, we also provide some really amazing player gift prizes for everybody that plays.
I'm excited to play in this tournament with Tom. I think we played it in the past and excited again. I had not realized. I know Steve Forsgren a little bit. I know that he, you never asked someone, hey man, do have you been impacted by cancer?
Mhm.
Or, hey, have you? And I know that he's one of the big vocal guys for
He
for you
is.
all.
We are so blessed to be able to share some of these stories because, as you mentioned, I mean, I would dare to ask anybody that they been touched by cancer in some way, and I think everybody would say yes, whether it's themselves, a family member, a friend. And we do need more services here because so many people do still have to travel outside of our area, and we want to be able to provide those services right here at home so that, you know, we are dealing with some of those vulnerable patients, and it's not fun to have to travel, and we already have people who have to travel from some of our more rural areas. So the better we can provide for them, you know, is great.
All right, Jenny, what else do you think is important for people to know about the upcoming Mercy Golf Classic? Again, it's May 11th. You've got 2 different shotgun starts at 8 and 1:30. What else is important for people to know?
Oh man, just know that you are making a huge difference by participating. It's making such an impact. Again, we all know somebody that has been affected by cancer. I know myself personally, I have had 2 very close family members just in the past 2 years, and to be able to say that you're playing for a purpose. You know, you're getting to play golf, but you're able to support and provide assistance for this expansion. I think it means the world.
And not we've talked a lot about the teams, but you have the ability again to just sponsor. the
Yeah,
event as well.
absolutely. We've got lots of just sponsorships that may not even include a team if you're interested in that. Like I said, you can call that number that you mentioned, the 314-1133, and ask to speak with somebody about that. Or make a general donation. We are so grateful for those people who want to participate, but maybe they don't play golf. So it's a great way to do that.
You gonna swing the sticks that day? Are you gonna stay away?
No, I don't necessarily think that you want me to. I know a lot of golf terms now over the years, but I don't know that you really want me out there swinging a club.
Well, I love to play, but I have maybe the ugliest swing that's on the
I
planet.
saw your post the other day.
Yeah,
of that. Yeah. I would never have put that on the internet.
Well, hey, I'll make sure to follow you around and get a picture of it. Maybe we can put it on our brochure next year.
Absolutely.
You
That's
want
what it needs to be.
You want this thing sold out, don't you? You don't want it to be a situation.
Okay. I'm going to make note of whatever hole that you start on, and we'll follow you around.
Yeah, well, Jenny, it'll be a situation where you take that picture, you post it, and then you find yourself with 0 teams and 0 sponsorships and participants.
Hey, that just means we take anybody.
Yeah, that's exactly. Again, the Mercy Golf Classic coming up May 11th. We really appreciate Jenny Hassan stopping by. She's the senior annual giving officer, jumping on with us this morning. Do you have a beef? Here's what your beef Wednesday.
Yeah,
Is there
anything-
something on your
Oh,
chest
my.
that you want to get off?
Getting under your skin.
I don't know.
Just been bugging you?
Put
You
me on the
got to deal with a lot of people. There's got to
put
be
me on the spot here. I really don't.
Okay. Well, listen.
Good. That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing. That means you're a lot better. You're a lot better person than
Much
myself.
better
and
than me
Colton.
in time.
And that's a good situation. Again, Mercy Golf Classic coming up May 11th at Hardscrabble Country Club. Jenny, appreciate you.
Thank
stopping
you,
by.
guys. We appreciate you guys for your support too.
Absolutely.
Look forward to having y'all.
Absolutely. Hopefully, we our team has some success that day. But
Yes.
since I'm on it, we'll
Hey,
have to-
you know what? As long as you have fun, that's all that
Exactly.
matters.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
And you also get an award for just playing too. So
Yeah,
that's a good
we
thing.
got plenty of those.
Yeah, it's going out. It's going out. All right, we've still got a lot to get into this morning when it comes to Arkansas related stuff. I'm excited to get into this Kentucky smashing and bashing. Hey, have you made the montage yet?
Oh yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
It should be Diana Hart's mic. Is what
Okay.
it's,
All right, Cole, why don't you give some context around this playlist that we're hearing this morning?
We'll have as you've already heard, this is some of the worst music to ever be made. Like, this is terrible. Like, it's awful. It's just mindless, awful garbage. I could go in there and have our Morning Rush house band make 4 songs better than the ones that's on this playlist. But this was made by Diana Rossini and discovered by, obviously, some of the greatest Sherlock Holmes we have in our generation, internet sleuths. They found Diana Rossini's Spotify account, and they saw that she shared a playlist with a user named Mike. And
in the midst of what?
In the midst of a 4-game losing streak for the
Wow.
Titans back in 2022. And if he was listening to this, I wouldn't be surprised if he lost every game the rest of the season, because this is terrible, terrible, terrible music. But more coming out about Rossini and Mike Vrabel that is just It's getting juicy. I mean, they're about to have to get Maury Povich involved. I mean, they're about to have to get real people involved that can help us sort this out. Like, because we don't know what's going on anymore. And, people are getting in hot water for even talking about it in certain parts of the country. So we might need to watch out.
Who's,
I know Chris Sims just got booted off of his show.
And Florio avoided the conversation like the
let's
plague.
get back on track. Let's get back on track.
And
let's keep it to the point.
And he's like, everyone's talking about this. What did he say? Something about, well, you usually let someone talk and shut up or whatever. So, yeah.
Chris Sims was talking about the fact that he's in, group chats with multiple wives of, NFL coaches right now. And there's some conflicting reports about how long these two have been fraternizing together.
This text from BE in Clarksville here in the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Do people still listen to music to get them in the mood?
I don't know, Ty, do they?
I mean, I can't speak to the context of what Diana and Mike were doing prior to them getting in the mood or whatever. But that's a fair warranted question.
Yeah, I will say that there was some more classic rock songs at the bottom of that playlist, but you had to filter through just like five or six or seven of some of the worst songs to ever be made. So it was, if I'm Mike Vrabel and I listen, I mean. You do a lot of things for women, Ty, when you love them and when you appreciate them and when you're, searching for something. So I have no doubt that he listened to all those songs.
Car Chase Guy wants to know why Chris Sims is texting with other coaches' wives.
Well, his wife is also in the group chat. Is what I gathered. So.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right. We'll maybe come back to that. The story just keeps on trucking when it comes to Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel. Before we go, got to tell you about our friends at Farm Credit Western Arkansas. 25 locations across the state. Visit myaglender.com or drop by and make the most of your time off. Make your free time even better. Maybe you want to get out on the water, turn your plan to reality. It could be land, home, your own place to get away. Well, then talk to Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. And again, visit myaglender.com. 25 locations across the state to help turn your plans into reality. That's Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. So, kind of wondered, kicked around yesterday. I told you, I don't think the baseball game's going to happen. Well, didn't last night. No. Don't know if it's going to necessarily hurt them, I should say, in RPI, considering they're like 125th. But they'll get them today, 3 o'clock. Phil and Bubba will have your coverage starting at 2:30. We got a couple other news to get into your hog update. Stay with us. What's Your Beef Wednesday? Brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market. Continues next.
He's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll face with you, Ty.
Attention Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We are on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices, like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
This is an extremely unpopular idea. The NCAA knew it for years, and it did it anyway.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground. Priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
From sauce, dust, to nuggets. It's Taco Bell's new Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. Are they mild? If they were mild, we'd have to change the name to Little Rascal Nuggets or Minor Nuisance Nuggets. Definitely Diablo. New Diablo Dusted Crispy Chicken Nuggets. A brand new classic. Only at Taco Bell. At participating U.S. Taco Bell locations for a limited time and while supplies last.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
We all plan to be on time, but fender benders, damaged windshields, and slick roads quickly disrupt those plans. At Shelter Insurance, our agents help design personal protection plans that work for you and help keep you on track. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call Jeff Clark in Fort Smith.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith in the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Switching is easy. We do it all the time. We switch on the lights. We switch TV channels. Some of us switch partners while square dancing. Well, that's a stretch. But what's not a stretch is how you can switch and save with State Farm. In fact, State Farm agent Heath Roberts right here in the River Valley can switch you over so you can start saving today. Heath and his team are ready to welcome you to the State Farm neighborhood. With Heath Roberts, it's easy to switch and save. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Heath Roberts at 479-452-4088.
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
Have you been waiting months, even years, to buy a new vehicle? Were the rates too high? No incentives to get the payment low enough? Thanks to Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith, the wait is over with deals like these. $12,000 off Silverados, 1.9% on Equinox, and 2.9% on Trax. Now is the perfect time to get into your next vehicle. And don't forget, Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith always gives the most trade-in value around. Don't hesitate. Get more with Orr Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You always get more. Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Gage Wood, no hits him. Allen has a wide open man. It's Childs. He's loose. He scores. Childs, please.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
ARKNSAS. This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Go Hog.
I felt like if there is a coach out there who was built to get the most out of Mika Marinin, it's unquestionably John Calipari. You know, he's dealt with it all. He's dealt with every type of ego. He's dealt with every type of talent. And
DeMarcus Cousins, you know, if you try to draw a comparison.
Yeah, his track record is pretty proven, right? And I think this is a situation where a big part of him choosing to go to Arkansas, and I think Travis will back me up on this, is that he feels like John Calipari is the guy who can mold him to what he needs to be and also help get the right message out about him. You know, I think they know that there's some knocks on him and his personality, and I think they want to fix that and show that he's a winning player.
It's Eric Bosse talking about Arkansas new commit Mika Marinin and what he brings to the table, maybe some things he wants to change about himself. And I know the excitement level has definitely risen for Arkansas basketball. And now you got this number one class. And again, Colton, it might not be done just yet.
No, I think they've still got some chips, and I think they've still got some cards left to play for the rest of this class. But kind of what I've heard from there from is it Bossy, Rossi, what's his name again? I don't remember.
Eric Bossy.
Excuse me. Yeah, what I heard from him
24/7 Sports.
and some of the things that I've also just read about this Mika Murinen kid. This is probably one of my beefs this morning. It's a mini beef, like some sirloin tips, I guess you could say. I hate the way they've kind of dragged this kid for his personality or his personality issues. I think that this is a kid. This is a 19-year-old kid. And if you were held to all the things that you said and did and thought when you were 19, oh, man, you'd have a lot to answer for. I know I personally would. There's also a kid that's come over here from across the pond over there in a completely different world, a completely different country. From
Across
Finland.
the pond.
from Finland.
Yeah.
Okay. And so it's kind of ridiculous that we're going to knock this kid for all these terrible things that he may or may not have done, all these issues he may have had with previous coaches when he's still a kid. And he hasn't learned everything, and he doesn't know everything. So that's kind of one of my beefs is for every good thing that we've heard about Mika Murinen from all these pundits and all these great people that are, talk to us and give us insight on college basketball, they make sure to get their jabs in there too, because a lot of people probably don't like Coach Cal because he's been such a winner all the time and he's had so many great recruiting classes. So I think some of this stems from that too, but that's one of my mini beefs this morning is they've kind of dogged this kid a little bit, and he's I don't think he deserves it.
Okay. All right. Well. And
I would probably feel the same way if he was in North Carolina too, because I wouldn't be following the situation so closely, but I do know that I don't like to hear them talk about kids who are just still kids and have a lot to learn, especially those who stand to make a lot of money. That changes people.
I gotcha. All right, continue your hog update. Baseball game got banged last night. I remember when Phil Elson taught me that phrase. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. This team's like 125th RPI. They're 9-11 in conference, 25-19 overall. To me, it's not that big of a deal. Now, here is in the press release, single game tickets for last night's game may be exchanged for another regular non-conference season game, which the only one left is tonight, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
That's the only one left.
I say that not as rhetorical. The only one left is tonight. Or applied as a conference game credit, subject to ticket availability. So I don't know if you could cash in last night for Ole Miss or Oklahoma in the next 2 weekends, but that's at least what the press release said. Speaking of press releases, we got another one yesterday concerning the Arkansas Athletics Department. Jordan Weber stepping down.
No, I don't think it's necessarily retirement. That feels like a weird word to say when you're 30 years old. I don't know. I think I have so many amazing parts of my life other than gymnastics, but I love the sport. I'm obviously going to remain highly involved in whatever way, Chris wants me to be involved, and I'm going to be the biggest Razorback fan that ever existed in Bud Walton Arena for those gymnastics meets. And we were talking about it in the back room. Like, now I get to yell at the judges when they don't give a score that's fair. So I don't know. I think, I'm still figuring all that out, but I'm excited to support the program. I'm excited to support Chris. I'm excited to really just dive all in on being a mom and being there for my daughter and being able to see my family more frequently. And, maybe some other things on my plate as well, but I'm just excited for the new journey.
I had wondered, and I'm not going to get up here and tell you that I follow the gymnastics program closely, but I did see that Jocelyn Robertson, one of their best, if not their best gymnast, was entering the portal. I just kind of wondered why after the season they had. Well, now it kind of makes sense. Chris Brooks, her husband, taking over. Arkansas gymnastics, it's been really good. I mean, you think about not only them packing out Barnhill, but when they put events in Bud Walton and put meets, it's nuts. Mm-hmm. What is the SEC network called again on Friday night? Friday night what? Friday night. It's not Friday Night Lights. It's Friday Night Heights.
Yeah,
Friday Night
right.
Heights. And listen, it's intense. And I think that this is a situation now where you just see where it goes. And no transition happens all the time in sports and coaching, and we'll see how Coach Brooks can lead the ladies from here on out.
You're right, though, about the gymnastics program. I mean, pound for pound, these are some of the best athletes on your campus. So it's great that the SEC network has those Friday Night Heights, like you said. And I think they're still going to be in good hands. Like Jordan kind of said, she'll still be close to the program, but she's getting to do what a lot of people know that their true calling is, and that's to be a parent. That's to take care of their children. So I'm really happy for her, and I know that the Razorback gymnastics program will be in good hands. They've also gotten some recruits and some transfers to come in as well. So they'll still be up there in the top of the SEC. They still put a lot of money into that program comparative to the rest of the conference. So excited to see what Coach Brooks can do for the Razorback Gymnastics program.
That's your Hog Update. It's brought to you by J. Pauli Toyota. Paying the state sales tax on all new Tacomas and Tundras in stock. 0% financing for 72 months. They have rebates up to $7,000 and no payments until May with zero down. With approved credit. Certified Toyotas are backed by a 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. J. Pauli Toyota. Financing to fit your budget. 6200 South 36th Street in Fort Smith. That's jpaulitoyota.com. jpaulitoyota.com. You can always listen to us on the Hit That Line Now app powered by Taco Bell. Whether it's something saucy, cheesy, or crunchy, you're going to get it at the Taco Bell across our state and nationwide. Morning Rush continues next.
He's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I base with Eli.
Attention Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We're on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports act, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices, like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
A lot of blue over there. Yeah, I don't know. Don't get too excited.
This is the Morning Rush.
2025 Ford Broncos for less than $600 a month for a limited time right now at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford.
Yes, Tommy, I want to be very clear, and I want to explain this as clear as I can, right? 25 Ford Broncos. Ford just came out with this. We've got to move them. We got to get rid of them. You can buy a brand new Bronco right now. You can lease one for less than $600 a month. And don't worry, don't let the word lease scare you, okay? Usually they only give you about 8,000 to 10,000 miles a year to drive. Ford is giving you 15,000 miles a year to drive for a 3-year lease, and your payment's less than $600. I mean, guys, I've sold a bunch of these Broncos, and typically they sign at $8,000, $9,000, even $1,000, $1,100 a month for a monthly payment for 6-7 years. Right now, you can lease one for less than $600 a month, have the fun for 3 years, and then walk away scot-free.
All right, get all the details. Broncos for less than $600 a month on a lease at Harry Robinson's Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
Budweiser, the American lager. A time-honored recipe, true to our original process, brewed using the choicest hops, rice, and best barley malt, delivering great quality beer since 1876. Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Budweiser Lager Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Dozy Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
The spring allergy and hay fever seasons are here, and Law's Drugstore has what you need to safely take care of you and your family. Law's Drugstore can fill and refill your prescriptions, and they have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drugstore, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drugstore, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to the welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off. Or take 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2026 GMC Canyon for as low as $399 a month with approved credit. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at CarpathSocial.com.
The crowd is really excited tonight. They know what's at stake, Dick.
Yep, getting their home team into the NBA.
Now I'm talking about free corn dogs.
Oh, that's right. It's free corn dog night.
Hey, we're up by 7, okay? Can't we just take it easy? Run the clock out? We're talking a lot of corn dogs.
Corn dogs, Jackie. Corn dogs for all these people.
Semi-Pro, one of the funny Will Ferrell movies that he's made over the course of his acting career. And not only is it happening in Hollywood, but when you go to a game every once in a while, it's apparel or it's food. Take the Cincinnati Reds, for example.
Stevenson's 1-1 tonight. Can he win pizza for those in the stands? The crowd ready to burst. That's his He does it for the people.
Does it for the people. All right, so I'm going to ask you this. At 877-377-6963, you use your hard-earned money to go to an Arkansas event. Football, basketball, baseball, gymnastics, softball. It doesn't really matter. And someone in the midst of a game could either win you free food, so you don't have to spend the insane amount of money it takes to buy concessions, not just Arkansas, but anywhere else for that matter, or you can win free apparel. What do you want? Let's say you don't go to an Arkansas baseball game and you're not cool getting one of the cool giveaways. They do a great job of that. I got to give them credit. You want free food or free apparel?
I am a self-absorbed materialist at my core, Ty. Give me the apparel. I want something that'll last a long time, that'll keep that memory there. A nice little, a hot dog, a corn dog, free pizza only lasts as long as you have it in your hands and it's not in your stomach. So I'd like the memory of a T-shirt or a hat or maybe some cool socks, whatever it may be they're going to throw out. I like that as opposed to the free food. But doing it in Cincinnati where they did it with the automatic balls and strike system is absolutely genius. That is so great. That's great marketing, both for the ABS and for the Cincinnati Reds. I think that's really a pretty good idea as well. And look, I know you're never going to complain about free pizza, Ty.
No, I'm not. Brennan says he'd rather have free Chick-fil-A because he knows that the cotton shirt's never going to get worn. I have enough clothes, man. You can never have enough food. And if there's a case where I can get some free food, I'm taking it. I remember us having a conversation with Joe Klein back in the day about getting the Bulls fans free tacos.
It's all Joe. Hey, the tacos are back on now. Oh, chill. Joe Klein. Taco Joe. We love you. Taco. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Joe just took a bite out of the taco. That's what he's doing. Joe makes the vote. 111 to 105. They'll sing songs about him.
Man of the people.
Man of the
Joe
people.
Klein. Getting
They'll
Bulls
sing
fans
songs about him.
free
I love that.
tacos. Jason in Northwest Arkansas texting in here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline. Free food will only last you about 24 hours, while the apparel will last you 10 to 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm thankful that food will not stay in your body for that long.
It's true. It's true. That's what I said. I want something that's going to last me a long time to keep the memory of getting something free. I think that's it's very important. And if like it's coming out of like the T-shirt cannon, you want to remember that obviously. And obviously it's a T-shirt. They're not shooting pizza slices out of the T-shirt cannon. Maybe they should take notes, Hunter. I mean, you gotta say. I want something I can remember.
Was it Tom that we were discussing with yesterday? How crazy grown men act in the midst of, who were we talking about?
It was Bruce who was here
Oh,
talking
Bruce,
about.
yeah, Bruce
people,
Stan, practical
all the
fishing.
things that people do whenever they shoot out those T-shirt cannons and like what people do for souvenirs at games like that. Obviously, yes, when it has some legitimate resale value as opposed to like a T-shirt compared to a piece of pizza, you know, I guess that I can understand where people are coming from. But I still want the thing that I can keep for a long time. That's just me.
I do have my 2 Oklahoma City Thunder playoff shirts years later, but a lot of shirts that I've gotten over the years, they either don't fit or they're ratty and they're gone. But yeah, you keep them for a number of years. So I get Jason's stance on that. That's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Great place that you can hang out with your friends, your family, your coworkers is Cart Pass Social. It's always BYOB. Click on the events tab on cartpasssocial.com and you can hang out in an awesome environment. You got 10 plus TVs, you got 4 bays, and you've got a great center area where you guys can do whatever. Seen events there. It's an awesome time. My buddy Nate Garhan, Christian Olsen, my buddies, I should say, put together an awesome place. 2 Rogers boys, 2 Arkansas fans, and they love golf and love hanging out. CartPassSocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Pass Social. All right, we're going to get into Richard Davenport in just a bit. It is burning in Lexington right now.
Kentucky still thinks they can get him. I mean, they genuinely do. If you read, if all you do is read the internet and the insiders, they all have him going to Kansas. But I'm telling you, the folks at Kentucky still think they can get him. Now, that might be delusional, but Ryan, that's what they think.
That's Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio, who I've given a lot of respect to. He's one of the 2 best SEC media members out there. Him and Billy Lucci of Texas Ads have built empires at each respective spot. But he's fun to make fun of.
He sure is.
Because Kentucky, while they did beat Arkansas this past season, Bud Walton is going the wrong direction. Right now, if you go to 24/7 Sports and you're looking at team recruiting rankings, Arkansas sits atop at number 1.
Numero uno.
The Wildcats sit at 90. You got to go to the second page to find Kentucky.
They're under Penn and Toledo.
Yes.
Penn and Toledo.
What happened last night, Colton?
So Tyron Stokes, the number 1 overall player in the class of 2026, he has drawn out his commitment date and kind of just kicked this can down the road for months now. There have been reports that he had one initially that was leaked, and so he pushed it back a little further. There was the will he, won't he with Kansas and Kentucky because he's a Nike athlete. Obviously, Kansas is sponsored by Adidas. They have Adidas uniforms, and we all know that Big Blue Nation, they have the blue Nike swoosh on their chest. So a lot of Kentucky fans felt like because of that, there was the opportunity for them to land this great player. And also, they've been kidding themselves for the last several years thinking about how this brand, the Kentucky brand, is, the closest thing to, like God or the Beatles. Like, it's so revered. And that's just been proven wrong time and time again this offseason. Now, the whole charade of the kid going on the inside the NBA set and making his commitment, that was a little bit cringe, kind of hard to watch.
Yes.
And that kid also was very, very confident in his abilities. So I'm actually kind of sad that he didn't end up going to Kentucky and, sitting out half the year because of some mysterious injury like we saw last year with one of their good players. So actually kind of sad he doesn't get to do that, but it's even better that he jilted an entire fan base. They were hanging banners up there on Frat Row in Lexington telling Tyron to come home. They were doing all types of stuff. And I don't remember Kentucky ever being, acting this desperate. Pick me, pick me, pick me. Not very becoming of one of the big blue blood brands in all of basketball, Ty. But like you said, Lexington, it's burning to
My
the ground.
spirit is broken.
Broken, I say. Broken.
Why is this team not good?
A variety of reasons, Matt. A variety of reasons. And now Arkansas gets its first recruiting class, number 1 recruiting class, I think, dating back to Corliss when Scotty and him came in. There wasn't really recruiting rankings or heavy follow back then, but Muss had the number 2 class when you had Nick Smith, Jordan Walsh, AB, some of the other freshmen. Who was it? Darian Ford. Who were the other two? Yeah. There's 2 other freshmen he brought in that I'm blanking on, but
was it Bay Fall at that time too? No, was that later on?
I forget. Some of those years run together.
Much, yeah.
Either way, you're in good shape for next year, and like we were saying a little bit earlier, it might not be done, but yes, they are broken in Lexington, and I don't think the degree of disdain and hatred will ever surpass what it is and the contempt you have for the folks in Austin, Texas. But I will say, with how venomous Kentucky fans act towards John Calipari in Arkansas, it's not like this rivalry, like when Muss came back, and Anderson and Cal a little bit. I mean, there was some back and forth. You win the Qualls game. The same year you go to Rupp and win. But then kind of the latter part, Cal just kind of kicked our butts, which stunk. And then Muss comes in, and Muss is firing. I mean, Cal gets tossed in that first ever game. Then they beat him next few years, and it's humming. It's great. And so that Muss-Cal dynamic's great. And now it's not like Pope is just like a hated guy or anything. Like, I don't hate Mark Pope, but it is fun to watch them squirm and fail.
Yeah.
Which, as they say in Lexington, Merry Whiffmas once again for Kentucky's basketball staff.
Well, remember, Kentucky threw the first punch. They're the ones that said, we're so happy to be gone. We're so happy that we're rid of John Calipari, and everybody will now know that, no one's bigger than this program, and especially not going to little old stupid dumb Arkansas, who we've beat up so many times over the past few years. They picked this fight. And like you said, like it may not, like obviously some of this, like these recruiting battles and obviously us having their former coach here, that's going to add fuel to the fire of the fact that this is a great basketball rivalry, one of the best in the SEC, one of the more underrated ones in college basketball, in my opinion. But some of the things that kind of take away from that is the fact that Kentucky's coach is boring and he sucks at recruiting. So, like, the guy's he's not going to add anything to this rivalry at all himself. It's going to have to be his players that somehow play outside of themselves and win the game. And like you mentioned earlier, they came in here when they weren't having the best season that people wanted, and they still worked you pretty good. They beat you by double digits at home while they were playing here at Bud Walton Arena. So they have that going for them, but people forget about that very quickly when they're not seeing the type of player that they're used to at Kentucky. Like you said, Ty, they're 90th in recruiting. That seems to me like they've probably never been lower than 30th ever at Kentucky. So there's some things that needs to happen there at Kentucky for them to feel like they're confident, and I feel like they really want to get rid of that coach. I don't know how much longer Mark Pope has in Lexington. Like, I know that they're going to let him probably at least coach some of the games this season, but it's a fickle fan base over there. Basketball is everything. They poured, $22 million into that roster last year? Didn't even get them into a single game with a name in the NCAA tournament. So they've obviously shown they're not afraid to spend money, but this rivalry does kind of lose some of its luster when they're no good and their coach is no fun.
Zach's telling me incorrectly that Kansas is packed. I'm like, Zach, you might be on another side. 24/7 Sports has Arkansas still above Kansas. So it goes Arkansas, Kansas, and Duke, even after Stokes' commitment. That's just what I'm looking at. All right, we got more to get to. Hour 2 is going to be coming up shortly. We can talk to Richard Davenport about Cal's success here.
Thank God, somebody smart.
In high school recruiting and the transfer portal as well. Brought to you this morning by Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental. At the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every dental care and procedures for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all their patients better lives with a better smile. More confident and a comfortable experience every time. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Farm Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm, now offering same-day crowns. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. That's valleyfamilydentalpractice.com. Let them know that you heard it on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a gift card. So we only did about 7 or so minutes on our beefs this morning. In hour 2, before we get with Richard, if you've got one, if you've been holding it in and you want to let it out, you can do so as we start the hour, really the whole hour. We'll take them in the whole next hour on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline at 877-377-6963. What's Your Beef Wednesday, always brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. They're ready for graduation season. Stop by Richard's just off College in Rolling Hills in Fayetteville, or visit richardscountrymeatmarket.com. That's Richards CountryMeatMarket.com. Hour 2's next.
Attention Arkansas, get ready to sink your teeth into the ultimate burger showdown. The Arkansas Beef Council proudly presents the 3rd annual Arkansas's Best Burger Contest. We are on the hunt for the juiciest, tastiest, 100% beef burger that Arkansas has to offer. Think your favorite local spot has the best burger around? Prove it. Nominate your favorite burger today at arkansasbeef.org. Nominations are open all April long, and you can vote once per day. Let's celebrate the best burgers in Arkansas, and may the best beef win.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanAR.com or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Superstars Joe Klein and Pat Bradley for Arkansas's #1 sports app, Bet Saracen.
Joe, you know the main difference between Bet Saracen and those other guys?
Definitely. Easier to navigate. Always good parlays. Plus lots of fun choices, like ping pong, right there on the app.
But the real difference are those special promos.
Get $250 on us with your first $25 wager.
Gambling problem? Call 800-GAMBLER.
Listen up, crappie anglers. When it comes to crappie fishing, there's only one Baby Shad. The original Baby Shad, crappie fishing's #1 selling bait. Featuring a sleek back, streamlined belly, and quivering tail, that bait just won't stop moving, no matter the temps, no matter the conditions. Built for dead sticking and action-based techniques also, the original Baby Shad gets right to the point, catching slabs and filling freezers. Bobby Garland Crappie Baits, the leader in crappie fishing innovation.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. We've been hard at work getting ready for warmer weather, and we've put our best roster of road-ready certified pre-owned cars on the ground, priced to move and backed by a comprehensive warranty. With our non-commissioned sales team, painless pricing playbook, and the nation's best lenders, Rath's got the River Valley's deepest bench ready to take all the hassle out of getting your next ride. Don't settle for just any used car. Make the switch to Road Ready Certified and save some green this spring at Rath Auto Resources. Voted best pre-owned cars in the River Valley. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith. RathAutoFortSmith.com.
Valley Family Dental at the entrance to Riley Farms provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, same-day crowns, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients a better life with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farms. Let them know you heard this on ESPN Radio and receive $300 off a snore guard. Valley Family Dental, 479-226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Spring has arrived, bringing warmer days, road trips, and unpredictable spring showers. That's why it's the perfect time to visit Southern Tire Mart. From top quality tires to expert service at competitive prices, we'll make sure your vehicle is ready for all your spring adventures. Visit our Fort Smith location at 9700 Highway 271 and let us prepare your ride for whatever the season brings. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Let's tee up for a great cause. Join us for Mercy's Golf Classic on Monday, May 11th at Hardscrabble Country Club. Enjoy a day of golf while supporting the expansion of our Mercy Cancer Center. Morning and afternoon tee times are still available. Register your team or become a sponsor by calling 479-314-1133 or visiting mercyhealthfoundation.net/FTSM Golf.
Harry Robinson Salisol Ford wants to buy or trade for your vehicle today, and they will give you top dollar. Pre-owned car values are at historic all-time highs, and your car today is worth more than it ever will be again. If you are driving a 2013 model or newer with 120,000 miles or less, bring it to Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, and they'll give you more than any other dealer. Even if you don't want to buy a new car, they'll still buy yours. Harry Robinson Salisol Ford, 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisol.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a gradual increase in some sunshine. A high this afternoon will be in the upper 60s to low 70s. A decrease in the clouds, a slight chance of a shower across the south tonight. Overnight low mid-40s north, low 50s south. Thursday, a little bit more cloud cover snakes in, highs into the upper 60s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by COP CDL Academy. Want a life-changing career? Give them a call today at 479-632-1050 or check them out online at copcdlacademy.com.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, you're listening to ESPN 95.3.
ERX Paris Fort Smith.
This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Michelob Ultra.
You could drink beer.
The superior light beer for the social athlete.
I felt like if there is a coach out there who was built to get the most out of Mika Marinin, it's unquestionably John Calipari.
This is an extremely unpopular idea. The NCAA knew it for years, and it did it anyway.
A lot of blue over there. Yeah, I don't know.
Don't get too excited. But I'm telling you, the folks at Kentucky still think they can get it. Now, that might be delusional, but Ryan, that's what they think.
No, I don't think it's necessarily retirement. That feels like a weird word to say when you're 30 years old. I don't know. I think I have so many amazing parts of my life other than gymnastics, but I love the sport. I'm obviously going to remain highly involved in whatever way, Chris wants me to be involved, and I'm going to be the biggest Razorback fan that ever existed in Budwalt Arena for those gymnastics meets.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios,
Produced by Colton Little with Ty Richardson. This is The Morning Rush.
All right, a few beats to get to in hour number 2 before we talk to our guy Richard Davenport with Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. We love having Richard's Country Meat Market being a part of What's Your Beef Wednesday, and they love being a part of your community and your best and favorite memories. And one of those is kids' graduation, your grandkids' graduation. Well, they want to be a part of it. They've got the Upper Choice Prime beef, burger, steaks, and even fresh kebabs that you can get on the grill and feed the crowd this graduation. House-made dips, mac and cheese, garlic scalloped potatoes, and other sides as well. Give Richard, Chris Audrey, a call, 479-443-0000. That's 443-0000. Or go to richardscountrymeatmarket.com, just east off College and Rolling Hills Drive in Fayetteville. That's Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. All right, other beefs to get into. I don't know why. When you put someone in an email, and you're not necessarily the one that does this, when you put multiple people in an email and you send it out to all of them, what is the expectation for when they reply?
Do you reply just back to the person that sent it, not reply all?
No, reply all.
Oh.
I was going to say, no. I get annoyed.
I don't want to reply all.
Why do you not want to reply all? Let the other people know what's going on. That's the point. So you can update someone and they know, so you don't have to reply to the email. That's just it's a small beef.
I'll be
whatever.
Sure to do that from
reply
now on,
all.
Boss. I'm sorry.
Reply all. Make sure you do that. Also, hey, explain to me, Christian just sent this. Initially, the Razorback Foundation sent out an email that said you got a free T-shirt and signed photo from a student athlete, and then they resend it and you just got a free T-shirt.
So
you
get both? You get a free T-shirt and a signed and a signed photo from a student athlete. Yeah.
So what's the what? They had the bleep up top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I didn't understand. But people were mad at this yesterday, and they accidentally spelled out a word that's not so nice. Not so nice. Dan in Alma says, in corporate America, hitting reply all is a sin. I don't work in corporate America. I work in, what do we call ourselves? We're not small town, but like middle America? Is that a phrase?
That is a phrase, yes.
Can we use that? And I guess that's the workforce I would describe us as middle. Like, we're not corporate. I know we have the ESPN on there. We're not.
Setting we're in, but we're in a. I mean, we do work for a corporation. We work for the Pearson Broadcasting Corporation.
Yeah, but it's small. Reply all is for the elitist. No, it's not. I am a big fan. I ain't elite. B says he's.
Well, you're meticulous about your emails. You'll sit there and go through them for hours a day. So you obviously want to make sure everything is, up to snuff and up to date, and then everybody knows what's going on. You're the boss. All the rest of us, subservience. We don't want all these extra emails flooding our inbox when we're getting tons and tons from our bosses anyway.
I just like when people respond and everyone else knows. Maybe that's a dumb beef.
You're in a lot of group chats, aren't you? You like it. You like that.
Yes, I'm in a lot of group chats. The main beef that a lot of, we haven't talked about this, and I had this down on the rundown. I forgot to mention. I guess another beef. I can't say I'm personally affected. Me and Big C were talking about it earlier. I feel bad for all the hail damage yesterday. I mean, really there's so many people with a beef and a righteous beef of sorts, like just the hail damage in Northwest Arkansas. We bring in our buddy Richard Davenport, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, who now is a resident of NWA. He's always brought to you by House of Webster. RD, did you get any hail damage yesterday? We get the car in the garage. What happened yesterday, man?
No, very fortunate. I was paying attention to what was going on in evidently Fayetteville area, Springdale. They got quite a bit of hail, but in Centerton, if we got any, it wasn't much. So we were pretty fortunate up this way.
I saw some crazy, like baseball. You know when people say golf ball size hail, and that's big enough. But RD, I saw some pictures online that were baseball size, and it was nuts.
Tennis ball size.
Yeah, there was it was on social media, Springfield, Missouri, Walmart. Oh my gosh, all the cars in the parking lot were just devastated. I mean, the windshields were blown out. I mean, it was, a lot of insurance agents are pretty busy today.
Yeah, no, there's no question about that. Well, I know you're busy. This used to be a time of year you got to relax. It's not so much anymore. We'll start basketball, and then we'll touch on some spring game football stuff, more on the recruiting side. But Cal's got this number one recruiting class in Fayetteville. He's had 2 top 5s. Now he's got the number 1, still above Kansas, still above Duke. What, in your opinion, RD, for someone that covers him, what makes Cal such an elite recruiter, regardless of where he goes?
Just his reputation. I mean, every kid that you talk to. I don't know if there's been a kid that I talked to that hasn't mentioned his track record of sending guys to the league, whether it's a guard position, whether it's a big man position. Kids talk about that. So I think that right there is number one. I mean, nobody's had the track record of him in the history of basketball, as far as I know. Sending guys to the league, and every kid in basketball, especially, top 50 players or whatever, top 25, they think they're going to go to the NBA. So you try to get a guy that has that experience. And let's face it, Darius Acuff, part of his reputation last year was he was kind of a whiner. He kind of pouted when things got tough in high school. You saw a completely different guy this year at Arkansas. I mean, he was so even keel. He was in control of his emotions. He acted like a professional. I mean, stuff like that. When you see something like that, and a lot of people said that he kind of had a tendency to pout. Coming from high school. Well, that wasn't the case this year. So stories like that also help you, being able to get through a kid, because a lot of these kids, especially in top 15, top 20 players, they're not told no very often going through high school and summer and spring basketball. They're told how great they are, and as a coach, if you're a good coach, you're able to get them to tear them down a little bit and realize that they still have some improvement to do. And obviously that's something that is the strength of Coach Cal.
You know what? You kind of made me think about a story I've heard DeMarcus Cousins share, former Kentucky Wildcat, played under Cal, obviously. and how he did not like him at all when he was in Kentucky, but he's so thankful for him after the fact. Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm the best at taking constructive criticism. And most of the time, Tommy's not cussing and berating me and yelling at me. And sometimes you see Cal do that. Like, it's just in anger, and that's what coaches are. That's what they do. So for, especially as you alluded to, young men who have a lot of times been given the benefit of the doubt or do whatever they want, it's not easy to break through. And he did it last year with Darius, and hopefully he can do it with this next draft class as well, which I know we're all really excited about.
Well, and let's face it, like you said, it's tough to take constructive criticism, but it's even more so when you're coming out of high school and your life experience has been pretty minimal. And like I said, you've been told how great you are.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a lot of maturity to be able to do that, and a lot of that is brought out by Coach Cal. So and there's still people much older than that still can't take constructive criticism. It's something that you have to really work on as you grow into adulthood and try to work on that, because you don't take criticism well, and especially constructive criticism, you're just not going to grow as a person.
Tell us about Mika Mieronen. Gets a commit on Monday. Our Arkansas fans really excited about them. Finland plays for a year. What should we expect for him in year one coming to Arkansas, RD?
Freakish athleticism, 7 feet. He was measured recently, 7 feet, 223 pounds. He's got a 7'2" wingspan. Just a great athlete. Can hit the three, but that's not his strong suit. But he can occasionally hit the three, probably an area that he definitely wants to try to improve on when he's at Arkansas in order to get to the NBA. But mid-range game's pretty good, and just his ability to run the floor and finish with a fast break. Those are his strengths, and his ability to also rebound, because he's so athletic and can get up vertically. So we're definitely one of the top athletes in the class, and definitely Paul Benning-Carty of ESPN said his grade is a 95, which would put him in the top 5 of this class. Now, obviously, he's been overseas really the last 9 months or so, but you still see enough film of him that he played professionally or for the Finland team, and you see something that you just don't see very often with a guy his size.
Richard, last basketball question. It's broad. It's not necessarily pertaining to recruiting. The expansion to 76 NCAA tournament teams. I don't think anyone wants this. I guess we got some text earlier that were for it, but I feel like this is overwhelmingly negative. Is there something? I know money's like the reason you do it for money, but is there more good than bad that can come out of this? Or are we just making too big a deal out of nothing?
No, I honestly don't know. I haven't seen anyone say, "Well, this is a great idea." I've been against it from day one. I think it's stupid. I think the current system, 64 teams, is fine. I think you kind of water it down a little bit, and I don't know. Like you said, it's got to be about the money, but at some point, when do you stop worrying about the money and worrying about what's best for the game? And sometimes that's the most frustrating part right now, because the current system is always looking to try to add more money, and I get it, especially with what's going on. Arkansas cutting tennis and other schools doing the same, and probably going to be doing the same coming up, and not too far distance, but I'm just kind of burned out by just all the things that they're trying to do to try to bring in more money, and I don't, like I said, I don't know of anybody that's really for that expansion.
Yeah, I don't either. Richard Davenport with us, Whole Hog Sports, Arkansas Democrat Gazette, brought to you by House of Webster. All right, RD, I know there's been some recent commits and a signing for Razorback football, kind of around the spring game. Maybe you could just kind of give us a quick overview on what's been going on with Coach Silverfield and company, not just outside of the spring game, more on the recruiting side of things.
Yeah, well, they had more than 80 guys there for the spring game, and then Eli Thornton, defensive tackle from Valley View, 6'3", 6'4", about 310 pounds. He committed to Coach Silverfield on Saturday, but went public on Sunday. Had offers from Vanderbilt, Illinois, Purdue, several others. A guy that you look at his film, and he's got good athletic ability, good quickness. And that's exactly what you're looking for with the type size that he has at the defensive tackle position. So one of the, Arkansas doesn't produce a lot of defensive tackles. So whenever you get one like him, that's a bonus. So they're sitting right now at 7 commitments, and Jeremiah Dent's going to announce 3:45 on Saturday, and I feel like Arkansas is in good position for him. He's a running back from Marion.
Let's go. Okay. Well, hopefully the good stuff keeps coming. Football wise, now you had the spring game. I mean, for the coaches and the players, just kind of lay out what this looks like the next few months before fall camp coming up in August.
Yeah, well, they're on the road right now during spring evaluation. They'll be on the road for about 5-6 weeks, and then they'll get ready for the camps, summer camps on campus in June, and then also they're going to have a lot of official visitors. I haven't counted the number just yet. I suspect it's closing on about 50 guys that have announced that they plan to visit Arkansas from May 29th to June 23rd. So the next, especially May and June, is going to be very busy. Then they'll take about 2 weeks off or whatever for vacation and get ready for fall camp.
Richard, the groundbreaking news last Friday with the tennis teams dissolved after this spring. I know my initial thought was, well, I mean, could there be another team on this campus that eventually goes away? Is that a possibility? Could we see that happen for another program on this campus to be discontinued here at Arkansas?
Well, you'd hope not, but you never can say never, especially in this climate that we're in for college athletics. I mean, just think of tennis. I mean, our Arkansas fans, it's not really something that fans talk about much, but there's been quite of an uproar about the tennis teams being discontinued. That's if you do that with maybe I mean, surely you wouldn't touch gymnastics because that's very popular with fans, but you just don't know what the bottom line is going to look like in 2 or 3 years. You hope that's not the case. Maybe with Arkansas cutting tennis, that we'll see a little bit of a urgency from a national perspective to try to get things in order. You see a lot of politicians talking about Arkansas dropping tennis and being disappointed about it. So maybe that may start the ball rolling, going in the right direction, because they haven't done anything since for the longest. So if anything, maybe good can come out of bad.
Moving forward. Richard, before we let you go, this wouldn't be possible having you on without House of Webster. I know we got Cinco de Mayo and Mother's Day coming up. Jams, jelly, sauces, houseofwebster.com. In Rogers for over 90 years. I mean, it's the perfect gift basket at House of Webster, isn't it?
It is, and I had some salsa with I don't know what, some kind of egg. I don't know what it is.
Like a frittata or something.
Something maybe. I don't know what you call them. Megan got some, and I put them in the microwave and threw on some salsa. And if I'm not using one of the House of Webster's products every day, it's definitely every other day.
HouseofWebster.com, been doing it over 90 years. They love RD, and they love Arkansans. Again, when you have a business that's nearly a century old, you know they're doing something right. HouseofWebster.com, right here in Arkansas, in Rogers, locally made. Best jams, jellies, salsas around. RD, good stuff, man. We'll chat next week, okay?
We'll see you guys. Take care.
All right, good stuff from Richard Davenport as always. Evidently, via the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, I am wrong about the emails.
You are.
Adam, Dick,
Adam
Michael.
sent it in, he's right. Adam sent it in. Adam from Fort Smith. He texted us and said that it is situation by situation. You have to play it by ear. Occasionally, some of the communication that you're sending out, it does need a reply all, but not every single time like you think it does.
Just want to know what's going on. Want to be kept in the loop.
Then text these
I've
people
got
or call them.
Well,
Take your phone off Do Not Disturb and text them.
Nope. Phone is always going to stay on Do Not Disturb. It is always. I don't care how mad Tommy gets. It's always going to be on Do Not Disturb. As long as I'm employed here, my phone will be on Do Not Disturb and call back. Otherwise, I couldn't get through a day. All right. Let's see. Oh, one thing I haven't mentioned just yet. This is good news. I know it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market, but this is good news. YouTube TV is doing the fully customizable multi-view.
Beautiful.
Now, I don't have YouTube TV, but it gives you a chance to mix and match live stream, including NFL Sunday Ticket, and build a personalized view. Because a lot of times they just make them, and you're like, well, can I change this or change that? And they won't let you. I know I don't have YouTube. Do you have YouTube TV?
I used to, but whenever they had the big disagreement earlier this past year, or maybe it was early this year, I switched over to Hulu because they were going to still have all the coverage that I wanted. All I watch on TV that's live is sports. Anyway. But with this, I might make the switch back and be able to watch, all the things I want in multi-view again, because Hulu doesn't offer a multi-view. You have to go to the ESPN app. But occasionally I want to watch 3 college football games and then Impractical Jokers in one corner. You never know, but I can do that now with YouTube TV. So I may be willing to switch. Back. Yeah, I might have to do that.
That's coming. It's coming. So if you have YouTube TV, that is good. Excuse me, good news for you. All right, SEC update coming up. Ty Simpson shares a little bit about the background between him and the Los Angeles Rams. Tyron Stokes not going to Kentucky, which is great. Diego Pavia news, plus congrats to Carly Davidson, who's named SEC Player of the Week for Arkansas softball. Before we go, got to tell you about our friends at the Fence Man. Sean, Brandon, the team over there have everything you need if you need a new automatic gate, commercial help, residential help, security help. They can do it. 479-782-3936. They've been doing it over 40 years. And again, it can be security, curb appeal, doesn't matter. Get a free quote today, thefencemanair.com. That's thefencemanair.com. Call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work. We ain't afraid of another 2 segments. They're coming up. The Morning Rush here on What's Your Beef Wednesday rolls on next.
Everybody's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot. And, of course, Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
I'll be with you, Ty.
I'm telling you, the folks at Kentucky still think they can get it. Now, that might be delusional.
This is the Morning Rush.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sakhalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Taco Bell's Lutz boxes are going to people's heads. Because once they've indulged in the mainstays of the $5 box, the decadence of the $7 box, and the abundance of the $9 box with its monumental triple-double crunch wrap, they start expecting everything to be as Lutz. Don't let the Lutz go to your head.
Where's the doorman?
There is no doorman. That's why we're waiting. Let's go. Try Taco Bell's $5, $7, and $9 Lutz boxes.
Lewis Automotive has been serving Northwest Arkansas for over 75 years and just getting started.
Our knowledgeable sales team is here to find you the perfect vehicle to fit not only your lifestyle, but also your budget.
Our factory-trained service technicians keep your vehicle running at optimal level.
And if you're looking for genuine parts and accessories, our team has exactly what you need.
Relax in our comfortable lounge. And when your car's ready, we'll return it to you spotless.
Thank you for being a part of our story.
Come see us at Lewis Automotive Group, where you're more than a customer, you're family.
If your Razorback closet needs an upgrade, the University of Arkansas Game Day Collection is what you are looking for. Only at Roback.com. They have brand new Arkansas hoodies and polos that are selling fast. Go to Roback.com to check out their new apparel. That's Roback.com. RHOBACK.com. Use the code RUSH26 for 20% off your first order. Roback, where action meets comfort.
David Bowie got more fame with his #1 hit titled Fame. John Lennon co-wrote and sounded some of the high notes. The last line in the first verse sums it up. Fame puts you there where things are hollow. John 12:43 tells us that many people rejected Jesus because they loved the fame of people more than the praise of God. Is it any wonder you get more fame by rejecting the name of Jesus? I'm Pastor E from Woodland. Think about it.
Hello, this is Sebastian County Assessor Zach Johnson here to remind you to assess your personal property by May 31st to avoid late penalty. You can do this in person at one of our 3 locations, over the phone, or online by going to www.countyservice.net. I would also like to remind any current homeowners or any individuals buying their homes on contract to contact our office and check on your eligibility for the homestead tax credit. Contact us today to see if you qualify. The homestead tax credit could save you up to $600 off your tax bill.
So I had pain in my feet for a good 20 years.
It felt like I was standing on marbles.
Something wasn't working with my feet. Was diagnosed with plantar fasciitis.
If your feet aren't comfortable, the rest of the body suffers.
So I went into the Good Feet store and bam. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support.
You put in the arch supports. To me, it was almost miraculous.
It really brought me back to being able to be me.
I can run, I can walk. This is not something that you could solve online.
Reclaim the good life with a free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion.
You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about to be tough there is. Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
But this afternoon is a day for the Razorbacks to celebrate. Arkansas wins the tournament.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
But with that being said, I'm taking my talents to University of Kansas, Kansas University.
Oh!
Rock chalk, man. Rock chalk. You feel me? Rock chalk.
So Tyron Stokes commits to Kansas last night on NBA. On what? Why am
Inside
I
the
blanking?
NBA.
Yeah, inside the NBA. I almost said NBA tonight. Inside the NBA. Charles Barkley and them probably were annoyed with how it went about. He posted he showed a 2K case, which was kind of funny. But he's going to Lawrence and not going to Lexington. And a lot of Kentucky fans were hoping, pleading, and glazing.
Downright begging.
Stokes to come to, and yet he doesn't. Arkansas sits atop the recruiting rankings at number 1, followed by Kansas, followed by Duke. Where is Kentucky on this list, Colton?
I believe somewhere in the high 90s, so 90 overall. Yeah, just below Penn University, University of Pennsylvania, and Toledo.
Tough situation.
Holy
My
Toledo.
spirit is broken.
Yeah, that's how they feel in Lexington right now. Not great for Big Blue Nation, and this clip will just be so great all these years.
I have a message to my good friends at Tyson Foods in Arkansas. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, John Tyson. Thank you for helping be one of the main reasons, along with Warren Stevens and other big-time donors, that stepped up, got us a Hall of Fame coach, and has now landed the #1 recruiting class. The job's not done. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's automatically going to lead us to Detroit, Michigan this next season. But thank you for being as big as a Razorback you are and helping get your friend John Calipari to leave Lexington and come to Fayetteville, Arkansas, and now they're pissed off in Lexington, Kentucky. Continue your SEC update. Ty Simpson apparently had secret meetings with Sean McVay before the draft.
Yeah.
This is a weird deal because McVay looked ticked off in the press conference, and just because you're evaluating a kid doesn't mean you're draft him. Him and Les Snead didn't look. Is it Les or Wes?
I think it's Les.
I think it's Les Snead, but the GM for the Rams looking all mad at the press conference and everything else. I would just expect more often than not GMs and coaches to be on the same thinking. But coaches are thinking short term, GMs are thinking long term, because more often than not, the GMs feels like it's staying longer, staying put than the coach. So I kind of get that from everyone else. Let's see. Diego Pavia signed with the Baltimore Ravens, 3-year deal. Signed him early before he even tried out. And then congrats to Carly Davidson, who was named SEC Player of the Week after her home run and 3 RBIs against Tulsa. She's nearly hitting 400, 36 to RBIs, and 26 runs scored on the season. So congratulations to her. All right, that is your SEC update, brought to you by the Brad Hendricks Law Firm in Arkansas. They work here, they live here, and they know the court system, unlike a lot of the out-of-state lawyers. They have offices that offer personal injury law, car wrecks, big truck wrecks. They can help you through it. They also take care of people through bankruptcy, medical malpractice, and Social Security claims, tradition, reputation, and results. 501-910-1010. That's 910-1010 for the Brad Hendricks Law Firm here in Arkansas. Let's go to Mike, who's got some thoughts on John Calipari. He is in the beautiful city of Goshen, Arkansas this morning. What's up, Mike?
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, Mike.
Hey, a lot of people don't know it, but Mrs. Cal Ellen, she's actually from Osceola, Missouri, so that had a little bit to do with getting him here.
It's true.
I think her parents are still alive and well up there. They're about not quite 3 hours from beautiful Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Cool. Didn't know that.
Yeah. Hey, another thing, this isn't really sports related, but Kerm Radio, John Likens of Lowell Pharmacy has bought the Kerm signal and everything, and 790 AM will be back on the air probably within the next 2 weeks. They're redoing the studio up in Lowell right now, and one of the priorities is getting Dial-A-Trade back on the air. Not sports related. Their live will miss Dial-A-Trade when they went off the air 20 months ago. So appreciate you guys. God bless you, and praying for the tennis team. We're a tennis family, and it was very disappointing, and a lot of people feel they really got blindsided. Not enough was done. There's a big enough tennis community in the state of Arkansas. They could have privately funded it with no problem.
Mike, let me ask you something. Stay with us just for a sec. So,
okay.
I don't know what your financial situation is, but if you were asked to donate to the tennis, I don't have any dog in the fight with the tennis team. I'd be lying if I said I did. But if you were asked, like, hey, there's an opportunity to keep this thing going, the tennis teams might go away. Is that something you would consider doing or ultimately do?
Oh, yes, sir. My son played the Southeastern junior tennis. He was top 10 in the state, but we know several of the Arkansas alumni players that are now coaching and active in Northwest Arkansas. So.
Okay.
And great bunch of people, and $2.5 million. That could have easily been funded without the university.
Okay.
Big time.
All righty. Well, I appreciate you just kind of giving us some thoughts on that, Mike. Enjoy the rest of your day. I know it's not a happy time. Coach Robert Cox is going to join us on Friday at 10 a.m. Get his thoughts on that. I think he's doing his car wash of sorts, like Cal used to do on SportsCenter, going across Arkansas media, just because of his perspective, 20+ years as the head coach of the Arkansas men's tennis team. So that'll be something I'm looking forward to getting it, because I think I could be putting words in Coach's mouth, but I think he was going to have a similar thought that Mike just did, that hey, we could have helped fund this. And I don't know, like, long term, what that would have looked like if you could have done it for 50 or 70. I don't know, but I do feel like that you've heard from a lot of tennis people that said they would have contributed in some way, shape, or form.
And that's what leaves a sour taste in everybody's mouth, ties, that they sent out in the press release, on a Friday, that, all the frequently asked questions and stuff. Could they have funded this privately? Could this have worked out if there were donations? Could we have, fundraised for the tennis program? And they simply just said no. And I understand that they have a lot more money now they have to account for, and they've gone through the business of, cutting salaries, cutting people's jobs up there in the athletic department, trying to find new ways to maybe funnel in money from the university itself on the academic side of things. I understand that now this is the game that we play, but to say that they didn't even try is almost an understatement. It felt like they didn't even let people know. Like Mike said, they got blindsided by it, and that's just it's very unfortunate that a once proud program that may not have had just a litany of success and was bringing in championships every year. It's just sad to see that there's going to be a massive facility, a huge bunch of people in the state of Arkansas who wanted to be Razorbacks and play for the tennis program that won't get to do that now. And, another part of that, too, is it does cost a lot of money to field a tennis team at times because of the fact that now it seems like tennis is just no longer as popular of a sport as it was here because Mike and his family are considered to be outliers. Tennis is great. It's taught, people a lot of things over the years. And, whenever tennis is, on the main stage, it tends to be a very fun and intense sport to watch. Obviously, here in Arkansas, football is king and basketball is a close second, and then baseball is bringing up the rear at third, in a very close race altogether. And you have to account for the fact that tennis lost money, but there are other sports on this campus that lost more money and spent more money, but they have Title IX issues, and it's just a mess. Like I said the other day, you want Arkansas to be at the forefront of things, and for a long time, it felt like this administration was sort of bringing up the rear with everything. They were hesitant to do anything with NIL, hesitant to fire a football coach whenever he wasn't getting the job done, hesitant to do a lot of things at times, but they weren't hesitant to save $2 million. They weren't hesitant to cut a once proud program. It leaves a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth, and I can understand why, but hopefully, somehow, some way, through a miracle, they can maybe get this fixed and maybe potentially bring tennis back in the future if anything works out. Well, they have got to find a way to get this spending under control in basketball and football because they don't have a salary cap, and it's only going to keep getting bigger and bigger. Instead of paying $5 million for a quarterback that gets, checking in to rehab for gambling, you're going to pay $10 million for that quarterback now. So it's getting really sad, and it sucks to see that people that play popular sports or less popular sports who work just as hard don't get to represent and rep the university that they want to.
Gavin in Fayetteville said if it was a pickleball team, it would have gotten punted. Yeah,
absolutely.
Contrary to some people joking about, pickleball did not ruin the tennis team at Arkansas. Derek in Fayetteville, he texted in here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline because if it went on donations, they would have to market for money every year for tennis.
That's true. There's gray areas and there's things and hoops that they would have to jump through, but it seems like any serious program in the country, any serious athletic department would have found ways to save money, get private donations, figure out ways to keep the program alive for as long as they could have before they cut it. But I don't know all the things that happen behind the scenes, but it's just you never want to see people's opportunities be taken away just because other people's opportunities cost the university more.
Yeah, it's a bummer of a situation. Again, we're getting Coach Koch's perspective.
That'll be great on Friday.
This Friday. Hey, we're brought to you this morning by Vici Aesthetics and Wellness, 479-343-8424. They offer telemedicine across Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Weight management. I know Tommy's lost 20-plus pounds, and he loves how personalized the process was. You don't even have to live in Springdale. Again, the telemedicine option is huge, and people have been taking advantage of it. And the good thing is, just tell them you heard it on ESPN, and they'll give you 10% off. Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.com. That's Vici Aesthetics and Wellness.com. 479-343-8424 for Vici Aesthetics and Wellness. Again, we've talked more tennis here this week than we have, I think, at any point. I had wondered when I saw the Jordan Weaver news yesterday if they were related in conjunction or anything else. I think it's just more family. Is that what you took away, Colton? I mean, based on, and I'll play that clip
Yeah,
again.
that's kind of what we gathered from it, is she wanted to be closer to her family and, be able to raise her kids and be there for them.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
Here's what she had to say. For those who don't know, Arkansas gymnastics coach Jordan Weaver stepped down yesterday, and her husband is taking over.
No, I don't think it's necessarily retirement. That feels like a weird word to say when you're 30 years old. I don't know. I think I have so many amazing parts of my life other than gymnastics, but I love the sport. I'm obviously going to remain highly involved in whatever way, Chris wants me to be involved, and I'm going to be the biggest Razorback fan that ever existed in Budwalt Arena for those gymnastics meets. And we were talking about it in the back room. Like, now I get to yell at the judges when they don't give a score that's fair.
Thought that was funny. Again, Chris Brooks taking over immediately. A lot of success for Jordan Weaver since she stepped foot on campus. If I remember right, she was 23 when she took over, Colton, which is just wild to think about. And it's cool to see. It's cool to see what's been happening with the the gymnastics program. Let's talk to Philip. He's got a thought on this tennis discussion that we've had. Philip, go ahead, man. You're on the Morning Rush.
Good morning. Thank you, guys. So my question is this: are we making room for you're right. Tennis is downgraded. It's not as popular because people do pickleball. But here's my question, and here's a thing about you can see other colleges going to this. Do you see Arkansas trying to make room to possibly bring in men's and women's wrestling? It's very popular in the state of Arkansas. Mm-hmm. You look at UALR, they've made a tremendous success with the wrestling program. They're in the top 25. You've got a couple college, SEC schools that do wrestling. Do you see a possibility? And I know that there has been asked about U of A, getting a men and women's wrestling team. Do you see maybe that's a possibility?
I have no earthly idea, Philip. I'd be lying if I said I had a clue about that. I do remember, I think it's Greg Hatcher, who was kind of the architect of men's and women's, I guess, wrestling high school-wise in the state. And you mentioned its growth in popularity. I think if I remember right, it came about when I was in high school, which would have been like the early 2010s. And all of a sudden I had some friends of mine that instantaneously wanted to play. I don't know if it was due to wrestle or wanted to compete, not play. I don't know if it was due to WrestleMania or what it was, but I think our team actually was pretty good. But no, I'm not the one. Colton, do you have a thought on that?
Well, I just don't think the university's trying to spend any more money at this point. They are fighting everything that they can, trying to figure out how they can field a football and competitive basketball team, as well as, not let the baseball team fall by the wayside either. But Philip is 100% right. There's probably lots of fan interest in bringing a sport like wrestling into Arkansas. I know in the state that's just across the border from us, Oklahoma, boy, that's a big-time sport over there. And he talks about UALR as well. I used to date a girl in college that had a little brother that went to wrestle at UALR, and he said that he loved it. The program was great. There weren't that many schools in the state they could compete against, but he liked to travel, and he liked to do the wrestling circuit, and it was a lot of fun for him. And I think that wrestling is a very fun, it's an exciting sport. Some people would say it's more exciting than tennis in ways. I mean, people like that, that macho, masculine aspect to it, that mano-y-mano type thing, and I understand that entirely, but I'm not sure the university is looking to try and spend any more money than they already have. I think they're trying to do a lot more on cutting, and that's just my opinion. But I think it's a good idea. There's nothing wrong with trying to get another sport back in here because, remember, there's a minimum requirement you have to have of sports on your campus to compete in the FBS. But thank you for the call, Philip. We appreciate that.
Yeah, appreciate it. We've got to hit a break, y'all. If you've got more thoughts and a question that I'm going to be honest, try to field as best I can, Philip. Just don't have any clue or any indication if that's happening, to be honest. But again, wrestling, you're right. Wrestling is a popular sport. Mm-hmm. All right, before we go, Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. The White River is known throughout not just Arkansas, but the United States. I mean, I was all the way up in Montana, and they knew about the White River because of just how great the trout fishing is there. And they've got the best guides at Gaston's. It is an awesome experience where even I can catch fish, probably 23 over 2 days, and they know exactly where to go, the honey hole across the White River. 870-431-5202. Go to Gastons.com. Enjoy the restaurant, enjoy the cabins, and enjoy the time with your friends or family at Gaston's White River Resort. And you know the phrase, Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time. Every time.
Everybody's talking about Richard's Meat Market because that's my spot, and of course Richard and Chris have been around forever.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
My beef with you guys.
I felt like if there is a coach out there who was built to get the most out of Mika Marinin, it's unquestionably John Calipari.
This is the Morning Rush.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Enclaves at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. That's $4,000 off and 4.9% financing for up to 84 months on this luxurious third-row SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover, for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. Or online at harryrobinson.com.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The Solid Rock will soon be celebrating 50 years as a locally owned source for inspirational gifts. From greeting cards and women's boutique items to custom laser engraving and a large selection of Bibles, they offer something for everyone. While you are there, browse their faith-based books, music, clothing, home decor, and unique, hard-to-find treasures for the whole family. And their Bibles are engraved free of charge while you wait. Located next to the Sam's Club on South 74th, The Solid Rock. Share the spirit, enjoy the inspiration. 452-4844.
For generations, Hardscrabble Country Club has been the heart of great golf in Fort Smith. For 100 years, it's where families connect, friendships grow, and traditions are passed down. From its historic fairways to its welcoming community, Hardscrabble is more than a club. It's home. Join us as we celebrate a century of memories and create new ones together. Hardscrabble Country Club. Tradition lives here.
Founded in 1950, Crabtree RV Center has grown into one of the River Valley's largest RV dealerships, proudly serving Northwest Arkansas, specializing in sales, parts, and service. We're truly your one-stop shop for all your RV needs. Conveniently located with easy access to I-40 and I-49, we're 40 minutes from Northwest Arkansas and just as close to our friends in Oklahoma, carrying top brands like Grand Design, Coachman, East to West, and Forest River. Crabtree RV Center, making your family's dreams come true for over 70 years.
Have you been waiting months, even years, to buy a new vehicle? Were the rates too high? No incentives to get the payment low enough? Thanks to Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith, the wait is over with deals like these. $12,000 off Silverados, 1.9% on Equinox, and 2.9% on Trax. Now is the perfect time to get into your next vehicle. And don't forget, Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith always gives the most trade-in value around. Don't hesitate. Get more with Orr Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You always get more. Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Take your dining to a whole new level at Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant. You'll find the finest cuts of steak and the freshest seafood in an amazing atmosphere. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant is at Chaffee Crossing, across from the Arkansas Colleges of Health Education on Chad Colley Drive. When your night deserves the best, call 597-4081 for reservations or book online at Toast. Blue Point Seafood and Steak Restaurant, your destination for not only great food, but an amazing experience.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Lewis Automotive, celebrating over 80 years since 1946. No pressure, no hassle, just tradition. The challenge is over, but the deals aren't. Come take advantage of the thank you event only at Lewis Automotive.
I felt like if there is a coach out there who was built to get the most out of Mika Marinin, it's unquestionably John Calipari.
It's Eric Bosse, 24/7 Sports, talking about Arkansas landing the commitment from one of the best players in this recruiting cycle. You've got J.J. Andrews, you've got Abdou Toure, you've got Jordan Smith, and now you've got Mika Marinin for the #1 class in college basketball, and I don't even know if it's done just
Not yet. Mm-mm.
So, Kizé, we'll see what happens where he goes. Hey, all right, help me on this. Arkansas, Louisville, Michigan, Maryland, Who's the other one? He's
BYU.
in? BYU. Those
I
are the
think
places.
I think that the M schools, Michigan and Maryland, have sort of bowed out, or he's gonna kind of cast them out. I think it's Arkansas, Louisville, and BYU right now.
Okay. Well, maybe that's the
From
possibility.
the reports that I've read.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see how that plays out. I know things happen weird all the time in recruiting, and it's hard to keep up with it from time to time. Hey, we're telling you about Gassens earlier. Fishing. I know people love taking advantage of it this time of year, and Bruce was telling us Pradco Fishing opens up today, or excuse me, Bass Pro Shop in Fort Smith opens up
I drove
today.
by this morning, Ty. They had a line wrapped up all the way around the parking lot.
Well, they're doing a thing on Pradco lures. You can get them like he used to turn
Customized.
it, customized for just $3 extra, which is awesome. Pradco made right here in Arkansas, and you go to LureNet.com as well. But I know he's really, really excited about that. I know people love, like, I'm a fan of my special golf balls or special golf related items, and I know for a lot of you fishermen out there, you love special customized items. Well, Pradco Fishing is exactly what you want. Again, the best fishing lures around, including the Booyah Mobster. Again, all this made right here in Arkansas. Go to LureNet.com. Pradco Fishing, the #1 lure company made right here in Arkansas. We get a chance to talk with Bruce each and every week doing the Pradco Pyramid of Power.
Got any more beefs, Ty?
Yes.
Anything else?
Well, it's the main one.
This is an extremely unpopular idea. The NCAA knew it for years, and it did it anyway.
Matt Norlander. It's the NCAA moving the 68 teams to 76 expansion. That's the main one. Do you have another additional one?
Yesterday, I was in dire need of a haircut. Both my wife and my mother told me, you need to get your haircut. You look like garbage. You look like a bum. You just need to get your haircut. It looks bad. So I decided that if the two most important women in my life have told me that I look bad, I probably should heed their words and go get my haircut. I won't say where this happened, but the person that cut my hair, I had never had a man cut my hair before that wasn't my own father. And so he did a fine
Met your
job.
father this
Yeah,
morning.
he was nice. Ty, you got to keep him out of here. He'll try and get on the radio. Okay, so you got to keep him out of here. But the man that cut my hair yesterday, he did a fine job. He had about 2 fingers. I'm not even kidding. He had just enough to hold the scissors and probably just as many teeth. But he cut my hair. He did a fine job. It looks okay. But you know when they spray the water in your face, or like kind of spray the water in your hair to kind of make it move around and make sure they're in the right spot, they have an easier grasp on it? This guy kept spraying me in the face, like literally right in the face. It was so hard to not say anything to him and not to like keep flinching while he's got these sharp instruments next to my head. I could have cut my ear off or something. But
that is scary.
Man, if you're out there and you're a hairstylist, you're a cosmetologist, you do any of that stuff, please be sure that you're spraying in the proper area, because my face was covered in water. It looked like I was crying, like I was sweating. It was hard to sit through that 20-minute haircut, but I got it done.
Okay.
Looks really great, and appreciate the guy that did it, even though
You
he
got
missed
sprayed.
a couple of times.
You got sprayed in the
Yeah.
face. I know some people have a beef last night about the baseball game being canceled. This was in the release that it could be the tickets for last night's game could be exchanged for tonight or applied as a conference game credit subject to ticket availability. So hopefully you'll get a chance to go in tonight. But back to my beef. They're going to have multiple games now, 12 games on Tuesday and Wednesday. There will be another place outside of Dayton. You'll have several teams, 12s, 11s, I guess 13s now, that you're playing for to get in for Thursday and Friday. It's going to get officially announced. This is reported from CBS Sports and other outlets. But you think about where it was in 1978 when Arkansas made its first, I guess in the modern era. I know they made Final Fours prior to that, but it was at 32 teams. Now it's going to be at 76. Pretty crazy how many teams continue to be added to the NCAA tournament.
And who are the teams that we want to see in the tournament, right? We see all the big name schools all the time, right? And that's all that's going to fill these spots. It's going to be the teams that have middling conference records from the Big Ten, from the SEC, from the Big 12, from the ACC, and from the Big East, which is which are obviously all good basketball leagues. But part of the reason why we watch March Madness is to watch upsets and to watch Cinderella schools from no-name conferences out in the middle of nowhere in Utah, wherever it may be, upset the Kentuckys, the Kansases, the North Carolinas, and hopefully not the Arkansas of the world. But you won't see an extra abundance of those teams filling up those final 8 slots, Ty. It'll be the Auburns of the world that cried because they couldn't get in. So not really a big fan of this, like most people aren't.
Yeah, I don't we haven't got a lot of positive feedback about this. Some, but not a lot.
Some is more than I thought there'd be at all.
Well,
So.
you can bet on the NCAA tournament when it comes back around in 2027. You can also bet on MLB, Hog Baseball, and everything else on the Bet Saracen app. Bet Saracen has all the Arkansas stuff up top. They bring it up so you're not having to scroll down and search for it. It's accurate, up to date, the sports wagering info you need, the odds, the prop bets, and everything else. It is all on the Bet Saracen app, which you can download now on the Apple Store or on Google Play as well. Bet Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. That's been a good show. You had a good beef. The getting sprayed in the face, I think it's good beef.
Dude, he just kept doing it like over and over and over again. And I mean, I don't even have that much hair left. He lopped off several inches of hair, and I mean, he just kept spraying me right in the face, dude. It didn't offer me anything.
What's Your Beef Wednesday? Always brought to you by our friends at Richards Country Meat Market. They've got you set for graduation. Go to richardscountrymeatmarket.com. richardscountrymeatmarket.com. Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C, halftime is next.
Looking for a fence that stands out and stands strong? Call the Fence Man, 479-782-3936. Serving the Fort Smith area for over 40 years, the Fence Man builds custom, one-of-a-kind fences, residential, commercial, and high security. Need automatic gates? The Fence Man does it. Need financing? You got it. 18-month financing is available. Get your free quote today at thefencemanar.com. Or call 479-782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
Hog fans, this is Robert.
This is Elizabeth.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback, the only local family and Arkansas alumni Razorback store in the state.
And the Stadium Shop is the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, it seems there's always a Razorback sporting event happening.
And if you need something new for your home, office, or just want to update your wardrobe, the Stadium Shop has new stuff arriving all the time.
And we don't have to ask someone from corporate office to get something that Hog fans want. We are the corporate office.
Hey, Matt, did you hear about the tree out in front of the store?
No, what about it?
I heard it's a bit shady.
Wow, you've got to leave these jokes alone.
Anyway, you can see the shady tree and all the hog stuff at 989 South Razorback Road here in Fayetteville.
But not everyone can get to Fayetteville, so we've got one of those Google Dad, again, it's called a website.